making my breakfast using some leftover potatoes that I fried, bell peppers from my garden that I pulled out of the freezer, leftover onions and carrots from the croquettes. I did use most of the shredded carrots on my pizza last night. And then mushrooms before they get shriveled up in the fridge. And then I'm going to put some eggs in here. And I'm going to make a breakfast burrito because I have a pack of flour tortillas that have been in my cupboard a while, and they expire at the end of this month. So I'm going to keep a couple out for this burrito, well, one out for this burrito, and then maybe another one or two for a quesadilla for lunch one day, and the rest I will put in the freezer. Hi, this is Kathleen. Welcome back, or welcome if this is the first time you've seen my channel. Before I start, I kind of want to make the people who commented on my channel previously aware, and anybody who's worried that I don't have enough income to feed myself. I am okay. I don't qualify for to go to a food bank or for SNAP. I'm on the lower end of middle class in my state and in 6 other states. So I'm doing okay. Even though I do have mortgage still, I do have other bills that I'm working on. One will be paid off next month. I just wanted to start this channel to give myself something to do, something to take my mind off of all the negative stuff out there. And maybe some of you will want to do the same. That's one reason I like YouTube. I like a lot of the gardening channels because I love to garden, and I like to see what other people are doing, even if they're in other countries and their climate isn't exactly like mine. It's still interesting. I still enjoy it. It takes me away from all the garbage in the world, all the bad vibes, all the hateful people. But I just wanted to let you all know, because some people have asked if I could go to a food bank if there was one nearby, or do other things, but I'm not going to starve. I have a good-sized garden. I still have produce from last year in it. Yeah, in my freezer. So I'm not going to starve, obviously. I mean, I could lose quite a few pounds. So I'm okay. I don't want you all to think that I'm scrimping by and barely making it. I just want, I want to have enough extra to see parts of the world, parts of the country especially, that I've never been to. And actually take my time doing it, because I have been through almost all the states in the U.S., but it's driving through. Rarely had time to sit there and spend more than a day or two in one place and enjoy it, and actually get to see anything but the big highlights of the area. So I would like to take some back roads instead of just trying to go on the interstate and get to a place or multiple places in the quickest time, so I can get back home and get back to work or whatever. Yeah, so I just thought I'd let you all know that. Yeah, I still need to be frugal though. I mean, I'm no longer making the money I did when I was working. I do have more health bills. My insurance has gone up, and everybody in the U.S. is the same. The cost of Medicare has gone up. Yeah, they give you a cost of living increase and then they take it away. So, and then there's a lot of people living on minimum wage, working multiple jobs, just to eat. So, and I do have a house that I have to take care of. I have a couple of things that I need to fix. Some things I can work on myself. In fact, I bought some trim to fix the bottom of some of the doorways. They left a gap at the bottom, and I'm gonna saw pieces. I just haven't done it, and I'm gonna stick them in there, glue them in there, so there's not a gap left. Because the flooring they took out in here was laminate, and underneath, the last people put the laminate over the flooring that was underneath there. That was linoleum. So it was lower than it was, but they didn't adjust. Yeah. They just left it. I wasn't going to argue with the people who did the flooring in here. I'll fix it. So I am considered middle class, even though I'm on the lower end, the bottom part of middle class in my state. I would be worse off if I lived out of the southeast. I probably couldn't afford to live any other place than in this region of the country. So on my last video, I think, someone commented that they were in their 70s and living on a Social Security of about $1,000 a month. And they asked what they could do to help themselves. And I tried to find some information. She didn't give specifics as to where she was living. So I don't know if she had a home that was paid for or she was living in a rental. I can't imagine, even in the area I live in, having a rental that's affordable at that price. But there is subsidized housing. So hopefully this person has that taken care of. And then SNAP benefits, that's the old food stamp program. It's now, you actually get a card. And so I looked that up. For a single person household, you have to make the limit, the income limit is $1,632 a month. So this person would qualify for that. And there's food banks. In my town, there's 2 Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and one is where you can put things for sale or offer your services that you have, like handyman services. And the other one is just a group. It's kind of gossipy, kind of a gripey, you know, if something's happening, like people's driving through neighborhoods too fast, or people stealing from cars, which is happening in this little town, unfortunately. There's that kind of thing, but there's also people giving away things. And I think I'm going to go through the stuff in my living room. I'll show you. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to show you in this video what my living room looks like. I don't hang out in there. I don't use it. I want to, because I want to start using my kids' old Wii just to get some exercise, because where I have asthma, I can't go for walks in the cold air. I start coughing, and then my eyes water, my nose runs. It just makes me miserable. So I don't do that. There is a church in town, I think, that allows you to walk around. They have a gymnasium, but I don't know the hours of that, when that's open. So I haven't checked into that. I might, though, because I do need to get up and start moving around, do something, because I'm not very active right now. So anyway, this Facebook group, they've given bags of food away. People just go and buy stuff when they go shopping and then offer it on that site. So maybe there's something like that in your community, a local group that you have to, this one you have to actually ask to be a part of, and nobody knows me here. I know 3 people in this town. Well, 4 or 5 if you count my neighbors. I kind of know them. I don't really know them, but yeah, which is kind of sad. But well, my 3rd neighbor I met when she first moved in, but 4 neighbors I've talked to. I kind of talked to the people next door too, but okay, that's just acquaintance neighbor thing. It's not somebody I actually talk to and, you know, are friends with. So not a whole lot of people know who I am, but they allowed me to join. And I think they announced the other day they had like 7,000 subscribers on that site. So it's kind of neat. It's you might want to try and find something like that, because during this last snowstorm and ice, not only were people offering to come and shovel snow and ice for money, there were people who were asking people on there if they would come and do it for their neighbor or an elderly person or sick person they knew of. And people were coming to clear off their ice and snow for no charge. So I think that's wonderful. There are a lot of young families, single moms, who need children's clothes and items. Like sometimes they can't find the baby formula that their child uses specifically, and they'll get on that site and somebody will have something for them. So I think it's really good. You have to, so sometimes older people don't want to ask for help. They don't want to take anything for free or ask for it. And sometimes you have to let that go, especially when you're on that low of an income. If you've lived your life, unless you're a total narcissistic psycho, you've helped people. You've offered them things, you've given them things, you've helped other people. And so when you get to a certain age and you need help, you need to ask for it and take it. And yeah, so, and to give you an example, like my dad. So after my dad retired from the Navy, for years, he did the Meals on Wheels for the shut-ins, as he called them. And he did that for years. And then he got cancer. And this was before my brother moved back in with him. And all he ate, so his stove became inoperative sometime in between the times that I had seen him. He wouldn't get it replaced. He had the money. He just didn't want to bother with it, I guess. And so he ate microwave meals. Oatmeal and a banana for breakfast every single day. And then about 2 o'clock he would eat a chicken breast cooked in the microwave and broccoli and cauliflower. And dark chocolate Hershey's pieces he would eat. He would eat a piece of that because he heard that it was healthy to eat dark chocolate. He lived to be 89, and he lost a lot of weight after he retired because that's all he ate. When I would come to visit, I would try to get him to go out and eat in a restaurant or bring home something from a restaurant or a pizza place, and he might eat a bite or two, but he liked his meals. And I think when he got sick and was on chemo, I don't know if he ate a lot. He lost a lot of weight, a lot more than he had, and he didn't ask for help. I'm thousands of miles away, unfortunately, and he wouldn't come stay with me. I had the room at the time. He didn't want to move from where he was, and one of my other brothers lived in town, and he did go check on him, but he was working full time. But I don't know why. I'm pretty sure those Meals on Wheels type programs give not only to people who can't afford it and who need meals, who are disabled or elderly and can't really cook their own meals, but I think you can pay to have that service. And the one here in town is 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But anyway, my dad would never ask for that or even try to find out if he could get that service, and I don't know why. Yeah. Back to the things you can do when you don't bring in more than $1,000, or maybe even a little bit more than that. Subsidized housing. If you live in a large house that you've maybe paid off or almost paid off, downsizing to a small apartment or a small house, which this person probably already has done, the one that messaged me, I'm sure. There's Medicare, of course, and if you're not 65 or older, the Affordable Care Act. My daughter just signed up. Well, she went to their site, and then she went to the insurance company's site and found that same policy for the same price and just went through their website other than the Affordable Care Act. I don't know what it was she didn't like that website. It goes by your income. So if you're only bringing in $1,000 or $1,500, you would either be paying nothing or very little if you couldn't get Medicare. And then as far as food, besides the food banks and all that, you could, if you have a patio or a home with a backyard or even a front yard, you can grow things like peppers and tomatoes in containers. You can even build a small above ground garden, like a square foot garden for a few things. And you can use reclaimed lumber. You can ask for, it's really expensive though. Even the cheap lumber is expensive. That's going to break down is pretty expensive. But some of these Facebook sites, people are always giving away stuff, and you could probably find something. Just don't use treated lumber. At that age, I don't know if you would be wanting to build something like that though, but if you're younger and struggling, then it would help a little bit, especially if you like cooking with herbs. You can grow them on your windowsill or on something that's sitting up in front of a sunny window. I grow thyme and chives. They're both perennials, so one was given to me. The thyme was one of my friends gave me, and it comes back every year, and it's right by it's right outside my kitchen door here, so I don't have to go far when I'm cooking something and I think, oh, I would like some thyme, I just walk out there. Same with chives, they come back every year. In fact, I need to, it's starting to take over that bed, and I need to, when it comes back this spring, I'm thinking about putting it in some of my old gardening containers and putting them on that Facebook site, because things are really hard for people. Sorry, my throat is getting scratchy. Yeah, things are getting hard for people, especially younger people, and older people too. I think we're, well, except for the very rich or people making good money, it's getting hard to feed ourselves. And that's another thing. If you can help somebody, you should try. So every year I always start more plants than I need because I'm not sure if they're all going to make it. Sometimes a plant will start wilting under the grow lights for no reason. So I want to make sure I have enough. And when I have too much, I give some to a few friends. You can always give away 1 or 2 peppers and tomatoes, but there's always more, and then I have to find a place in my yard or garden, usually in a flower bed, for extra tomato plants especially. So this year, after I asked my friends if they want some, I think I'm going to pot them. So over the years I've kept the little, I don't know, they're 1 gallon, maybe 2 gallon, I don't know. I think they're 1 gallon pots, and I'm gonna put any leftovers in those and put them on the Facebook site. So this is kind of embarrassing. This is my living room. As you can see, I don't use it. I live in my kitchen, dining area, and my bedroom. These are boxes from Christmas. My son's, one of his gifts. My weed eating tool was in this box, and he ran out of gift wrap. So we tied these things, ribbons, I guess, of wrapping paper he had left on. Oh, I think it's funny. Plants I tried to overwinter. Leftover paint. This is Christmas gift boxes. And those are remotes and pictures I still haven't hung back on the walls. My drying laundry. So when I had to have my kitchen remodeled, my 1980 something little fridge looked horrible in it. It was kind of embarrassing to put it in my nice new kitchen. So I bought this stuff from Lowe's, and with my daughter's help, we cut it and glued a strip. Let me show you. Under my refrigerator. I also bought some spray paint, some white enamel spray paint, and I painted the fridge. Leftover boards from the floor. This is my old fridge that I painted. I didn't want to buy a new one, so I painted it. And I put this grate under because somewhere along the line that grate went missing, and I just never got around to trying to find one to replace it. So I just kind of jerry-rigged and glued a piece on. And then household stuff that I can't use, that I don't need. And there's some stuff that I'm going to take out of some of these boxes and keep, and the rest boxes full of stuff that came out from under the sink and over the washer and dryer. And then PEX and quarter round left over from fixing the floors. That's all my like painter's tape and drywall tape and stuff that I don't want to put it back on that shelf it was in, and I don't know what to do with it. There's my TV, and there's my kids' old Wii. And I got batteries for one of the remotes so I could start playing their old Wii games. I like the bowling and the golf. There's also a running one where you just run along on a pretend track. I thought I would do that too, because I don't do any kind of exercise in the wintertime. It's not good for me. Get some of the boxes broken down to put in the garden. Might clean some of this stuff up and offer it on the local Facebook page I belong to, and see if anybody can use some of this stuff. And then I can start using the Wii. My daughter painted the inside of this. I still got to do the top part because I have so much of this green paint. There's a 5-gallon bucket, and I think maybe half of it's used. So I wanted to paint this closet and this closet inside because it's getting a little dingy. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that doesn't help. The paint job in here is getting a little dingy, but then I'd have to move all of this. It's all my stuff that doesn't fit in my kitchen. That's from years and years of game night in my house. I did give a couple of the games to my daughter when she moved out, but those are mostly from when they were kids, and they just stayed in there. And then about a few Christmases, my son will buy me a new gift because he knows a new game, because he knows that I have game night with a group of ladies. The only picture I put back in here was this one. Doesn't really go with my light and airy kitchen. And this picture was on the other wall. But I didn't want to spend any money, so I stuck it back up here. I just wish it had a different frame. I don't really like that frame anymore. But I like the picture. These curtains. So I looked online and in Walmart for a replacement, after my kitchen got remodeled, but I couldn't find anything I liked. I thought they were all ugly. Just on Amazon, I went through hundreds of curtains and I didn't like any of them. So I washed these and hung them back up, even though they're holy in spots. You can't tell, but they do have holes. I don't know how many more washings they'll be good for, but for now, I like them. And I'm just gonna keep them and wash them maybe once a year because I don't want them. Well, I could wash them by hand. I could do that and just hang them to dry instead of washing them in the washing machine. So besides working on the living room, after I do the living room, I'm gonna work on my grow light room that used to be a bedroom. After my daughter moved out, it became a room for exchange students occasionally. It's now a storage slash, it's a mess now, but it's a grow light room, mostly garden room. It needs to be cleaned up because here in the next week or so I'm going to start some seeds, some cold weather seeds. And it's about lunchtime. I'm going to get something out of my freezer. I still have curry in the fridge. Yeah, I have so much stuff in here. I have homemade bagels I made that I need to eat. Shrimp from Christmas dinner. The curry. I think I'm going to eat this. It's tortellini with my spaghetti sauce because it needs to be eaten. It's been in there a couple months. And then I'll be able to use this smaller container to put some of the curry in the freezer. I'm getting a little tired of curry. I might eat some for dinner and then put the rest in the freezer. I'm gonna try to eat out of my cabinets in my freezer for the next month. I may have to just buy milk. I have 13 eggs. Might have to buy eggs towards the end of next month. But I'm going to try and eat all the food that I have in the house right now. So I am going to spend the next couple days putting pictures back up on the wall in the hall, cleaning out the living room, playing on the Wii. I'm not going to show you me doing that. It's too embarrassing. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah. So if you can think of any ideas for reducing your food cost other than food banks, SNAP. If you don't want to do either of those, then you would have to just find the cheapest grocery store and look for sale items. You just really need to make sure you're eating a well-balanced diet. That's kind of hard to do when you don't have a lot. But it doesn't help if you don't eat and get the nutrition that you need, and then you get sick, because that costs a lot of money too. So thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate all the people who subscribed, especially the other YouTubers who subscribed just to help me out. When I first posted my first few videos, they came on and literally just subscribed to help me out. I thought that was great. Yeah, so thank you. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you're all warm and safe and have enough to eat. Y'all take care. Bye.